Hello and welcome. We have some breaking news. The Marders are coming. Ukraine is getting German Marder IFVs. After France's announcement to deliver AMX-10 recon tanks, and after the US openly discussing whether or not to deliver M2 and M3 Bradley IFVs and recon tanks, Germany has now officially decided to finally deliver Marder IFVs to Ukraine. As of now, the talk is that 40 of them will be delivered, enough for a grenadier battalion. Initially, there were 100 at the industry. Of those, 40 have already been promised to Greece, which in turn delivered BMP-1, ancient BMP-1s, as far as I know, without anti-tank guided missiles to Ukraine. So only 60 are left, and those are supposedly not in running order as of now, but they are with the industry, which is currently working on restoring them. And the first ones of those Marder IFVs are supposed to arrive in Ukraine in the first quarter of this year, so until the end of March. In total, 60 are still with the industry, but the Marder is in current use with not just with Germany, but with several other nations, so there might be some wiggle room to negotiate further numbers. And with the Bundeswehr, right now, Germany is receiving Puma IFVs to replace the Marder, so an increasing number of Marders can be spared by the German armed forces to be handed over to Ukraine. Why is it so important that the Marder is being delivered? Well, in comparison to the BMP-1, it is a leapfrog in capability. The BMP-1, those were at least in the state they were delivered in, were not even equipped with anti-tank guided missiles, and their low pressure 73mm gun is more or less a heat launcher at 1,000 meters that has a very limited firepower, whereas the Marder has a 20mm Rheinmetall machine cannon with which it can destroy lightly armored targets at a distance of up to 1 kilometer. So that's the BMP series, that's BTR, that's BMD series. Up to 2 kilometers, it is capable to destroy unarmored targets with its high explosive incendiary ammunition. And the big advantage of a machine cannon is the high fire rate, which will allow the Marder to suppress enemy positions, to suppress enemy anti-tank guided missile positions in case of its supporting an attack. Should it face enemy tanks, then its cannon is in ideal conditions capable of destroying a tank. The cannon itself at roughly 500 to 600 meters. That's mostly from the side and from behind, but it will be delivered with anti-tank guided missiles, very likely the Milan type. Ukraine is already having them because they got donated by France. They have a range of 3,000 meters and should be capable to destroy most Soviet and Russian tanks that are currently in use. So most Russian tanks, even though they might have some trouble with the very newest versions, depending on the Milan version that is going to be delivered. For the Marder, there's also the possibility to use Spike missiles, anti-tank guided missiles, which are far more superior than the Milan, far more modern, but those are Israeli, so I would rather doubt that they are going to be delivered and that Israel is giving green light for its delivery. The Marder itself is coming with a thermal vision. So the Marder will be fully capable of fighting at night, and it has a chance of identifying its targets earlier, as most of the Russian fighting vehicles will not be equipped with thermal vision themselves. The Marder itself has 3-man crew, a driver, a gunner, and a commander, and it can carry 6 soldiers to the front line. And here it comes, it transports them under armor, which is capable of withstanding splinters and machine guns. And from the front, it might be able to withstand a heavy and very heavy machine gun. There is some small possibility of withstanding machine cannons, but it itself is capable of taking out anything up to 3,000 meters, including, at least with some theoretical possibility, helicopters and attack planes, at least if they are more or less going directly for the Marder. So the Marder will be capable of supporting Ukrainian infantry on the attack by not just transporting them protected to the front line itself and into battle, but once the infantry disembarks as an IFV, it is not going to turn around and get into cover. It's actually intended to stay in the fight and support the attacking infantry, and thus give the infantry a much higher likelihood of success with it being available. This is, in this regard, Germany has had over 100 or roughly 100 with the industry at the beginning of the war. The industry wanted to deliver them, but Germany's government was hesitant to go the step to deliver what they consider an offensive weapon system. As this has been overcome now, there might be some possibility of tanks being delivered in the future, as Germany should have more or less 100 Leopard 1 tanks with the industry, and then obviously there's the possibility for Leopard 2 tanks being delivered as well. And at least from my point of view, I don't see the big difference between, if you want to take the more or less ridiculous separation in offensive and defensive weapon systems, as any defensive weapon system can be used offensively and the other way around. But if you want to make it like the German government did, then an IFV, I don't see much of a difference. I don't see any difference in the grade, in the way it is considered to be an offensive weapon system in comparison to a battle tank. So there might hopefully be some tanks being delivered to Ukraine fairly soon. So while this is a massive improvement of the Ukrainian offensive firepower, their defensive capabilities are also expected to increase with this German delivery, as Germany has also announced the delivery of a battery of Patriot and air defense missiles. And the news is saying that it's a battery, so they are not talking about single launchers. It's a full system with command and control radar systems and a couple of launchers, probably 8, even though the numbers might vary. And the range, the ideal range of the Patriot system is 160 kilometers, which means that it can actually, in a well-chosen position, it might even be able to protect several cities from cruise missiles and planes in this regard. But even this isn't all yet. The government also says they are currently in negotiation with 2 countries about the delivery of Gepard Black Panzers, so AAA tanks that are already in Ukraine. Apparently Germany doesn't have them anymore, doesn't have any anymore. All of the German ones are now in Ukraine, but Germany is negotiating with 2 more countries about the delivery of additional weapon systems and additional ammo. As of what I find out, there are 4 countries that are potentially available. That's Romania, which is a NATO ally and is operating the Gepard. Another one is Brazil, then Jordan, and probably Qatar. Qatar asked to buy them. Qatar got permission to buy them, and Qatar was supposed to import them in 2020, but I have not found a confirmation in a quick research whether Qatar actually received the Gepard Black Panther, so I can't confirm that Qatar is among that list of the potential sellers. The German government says they are currently in negotiation, so it might still fall through. It might still not end up with the delivery of additional systems, but at least they seem to be kind of hopeful enough that they announce it publicly, so it might lead to additional air defense systems being acquired by Ukraine. That's it already for now. So we can expect Ukraine's offensive capabilities to increase significantly with that delivery, with the delivery of AMX-10s that can support, for instance, those tanks, those IFVs with their 105mm cannons, and with the potential delivery of Bradleys. The Ukrainian armed forces should receive the necessary tools to liberate additional territory that's currently being occupied by Ukraine. That's it from me for now. This channel is only possible because of the support from viewers like you. So if you like to support the channel, you can do so by the means in the description. Thank you very much to everyone already supporting it. If you like what I do here, and if you like the video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up, leave comments to help with the algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so you don't miss future videos, and recommend the channel to your friends and acquaintances. That's it from me for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back.